will Elroq you. We will Elroq you. Actually, it's not me who says that, it's the Skoda who actually thought of that, I think, when they thought of entering the most competitive car category, that is compact SUV segment. And which sold over 925,000 Skoda cars worldwide in 2024, Skoda is damn serious to rule this segment. And they already have sold more than 600 pieces in Denmark in the first quarter. Isn't that amazing? If you think so, join us in the journey of discovering this all-new Elroq from Skoda. Hello guys, this is Raj and you're watching Car Copenhagen. If you want to support my journey, please subscribe to the channel. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Look at this, another amazing design from Skoda. I think it looks really impressive when it comes to their recent design upgrades compared to before. I really love that. And they call it a modern solid design language. I don't know why they call it that way, but I think it looks really modern and solid at the same time. And this glossy black panel in the front is referred as tech deck, which means they are smartly designed all the assistance system and all the sensors behind it. Separated two-layer lighting system is become the new trend in the car world, and so Skoda is following that. The lower part is covering all the headlamps and the top part is the daytime running lights, which is looking cool also. Another important upgrade they have made in the front is instead of the Skoda logo, they have put the Skoda lettering in there. The design of the side mirrors are pretty identical to any other Skodas, as well as they are practical and huge in size. The lengthwise, this car looks almost like Enyaq but little bit shorter in size. To be exact, is 16 cm shorter than Enyaq, but it has the same wheelbase distance, which means the passengers sitting inside will have the same amount of legroom and headroom and everything like Skoda Enyaq. Look of the rear design is almost identical to Skoda Enyaq. In fact, if you see one car on the road, it will take few seconds for you to understand is it a Enyaq or it's an Elroq. In the rear also, the Skoda badge replaced by Skoda lettering, and same with the LED lights. They are coming as a standard but exactly same as Enyaq. I like the color combination in the rear lower bumper. It makes it less boring here. Something new, there are two side cuts in the rear bumper here. They are purely for aesthetic beauty. Other than that, it's basically a small Enyaq visually being presented to you in a practical manner. I would be more happy to see a different design language from Skoda rather than being it as a smaller version of Enyaq. But again, it's no bad thing. It's decent to look at, it's practical to look at, and it's very functional that way. So for many people, it wouldn't be a problem. But personally, I would loved it otherwise. Well, that's enough from the design part. Now let's jump into the interior to see how practical is it. As you can see from the wide opening of the door, it makes it easier for anybody can get in nicely inside without having any problem. The door panel seems familiar, quite same to Skoda Enyaq. The color looks pretty. I don't know why they could not cheer up the interior with a little bit brighter colors and make it more vibrant. However, there are some hard plastics here and there as well, which is a little bit scratchy, and I don't know the Skoda coming with this price point can really justify this. But they are functional, no doubt on that. They are durable as well. And people who are thinking, where is my umbrella pocket here? Here it is. When it comes to seat, it's pretty spacious, comfortable, wide and body hugging at the same time. I like the detailed stitching always in Skoda. They are pretty detailed and neat work. But again, I would say the color combination here is pretty dull. You mostly see black and gray, nothing else. Storage options are also being created very cleverly here. as under this floating console you find a storage space which is open, and you can put anything like small bags or a diary or things like that. Other than that, near armrest you have storage for coin holders, gear selectors and cup holders that is convertible. Other than that, there are two USB-C port and two wireless charging pads. When it comes to glove box, is pretty decent in size. It can be categorized as medium-sized glove box, and also it's coming with a dedicated pen holder. Overall, this cabin is neat, highly organized and with lot of traditional buttons, so the driving experience can be enhanced and maximum focus can be given outside on the road. I really like the fact here. Look at these all dedicated, mostly used buttons. They are just at your fingertips. And so the infotainment system, which is 13-inch big. I think that's big enough for most of the users. But again, when it comes to using, I find it pretty decent, smooth and structured. You will find all you need very easily, and it doesn't require much of learning at the same time. For many people, it will be just fine. Although the graphics and the responsiveness is not top-notch, it can be definitely improved, but it doesn't show any significant lag that you can call it a bad system. I think it's pretty good here, and this glossy black bezels around it makes it look a little bit shinier in this dark cabin. I'm a fan of that actually here. Some most used function are given as a stationary in the lower part of the screen here, and I found it very responsive while using them. However, I think the icons are little smaller and they are very close to each other. Maybe while you're driving, it can be a problem to do it exactly in the first go. Other than that, they are responsive and located in a perfect distance. There is also a touch volume control system given here that you can also control from the steering wheel. Talking of the steering wheel, it's really one of the biggest winning point of this interior design. The way it's designed, it's comfortable to hold and looks modern at the same time. However, what's the biggest win they have made here is the buttons and switches. They are traditional and they work impeccably well while driving. I cannot appreciate enough to Skoda for not integrating the Volkswagen haptic buttons here. But apart from that, when you look at the most not obvious places to look in the cabin here, you find it's also taken care nicely. For example, this sunshade with vanity mirror and LED is just perfect for many needs you will have while driving. I don't know how they have missed a dedicated place for your sunglasses, but it's not here. Plenty of coat hooks throughout the cabin. Other than that, it's looking pretty bright on the top and airy. Now let's get into the rear cabin. What I like here, the wide opening of the door, which makes it easy in and out, and especially if you have to in place the child seat, it's gonna be dead easy. The seats are comfortable and the same quality as front. There is nothing wrong. It's fully practical, fully functional. Other than that, some isofix points are given for easy installation of child seats. Thankfully enough, armrest hatches can now be opened and can be made possible to carry longer items throughout the cabin. The armrest is pretty soft and open to make a convertible cup holder, which you can also use to put your phone as a display for kids if it's required. Not bad, huh? But as we mentioned earlier, this car inside is pretty similar to Enyaq, and so is the legroom. It's pretty decent for anybody, and also the possible to stretch your leg quite a far. The back of the seat also comes with some practical seat pockets and a storage for your phone to keep it while charging. Headroom is also pretty decent, at least for me. I am not tall, 5 feet 10 just for your reference, and due to its boxy design, I think it's have a decent headroom. Now let's move into the boot to see how spacious and functional it is. As you expect from Skoda car, the opening of the boot is pretty wide and tall, which means carrying an uneven item with odd shape can also be possible here. Very practical. And here some other practical elements that Skoda want to showcase, which can be applicable to many people's lifestyle. For example, this net here can be used to carry some lighter items up to 3 kilos. Inside this boot, there are plenty of things that you will appreciate. For example, the LED lights, shopping bag hook, side compartments and side organizer, side hook again, and multiple tethering points here and there. I did not see a car boot that is more well thought of than Skoda. In addition, to add a little bit of luxury in your life, there is a dedicated button to release the trailer hook. Just like that, you can release the trailer hook and also take it back when you don't need it. Now, I will show you few things from Skoda that I did not appreciate much here. For example, these plastic panels are pretty hard and scratchy. Of course, it will get the job done nicely, but it could be a little bit luxurious and plushy here. There is no harm in that. But on the good side, the load lip is pretty low, which means heavy item can be placed more easily. Other than that, when it comes to the space, it offers 470 liters of cargo space here. When you fold the seats, it goes up to 1580 liters. I think that will serve any family requirements quite smoothly. And that's all from the boot part. Now let's jump into the driving of this Elroq. Finally, we got our hands on this beautiful Elroq from Skoda, and this very car we are driving today is actually the 85 variant, which means it's got the biggest battery pack that Elroq can offer right now in the market. When it comes to driving, this car is pretty much like ENIAC 85. It's got the punch that you would expect from newer version of Skodas, and also the way it looks and sits and comforts you while driving, it's exactly like ENIAC. There is not much of difference that I can highlight from that point of view. As I drive this car more and more, I can see the suspension is more on the harder side, and that could be because this car has got 19-inch alloy. However, if you want the special control of your suspension, you can get it for an optional extras. Otherwise, this car is driving as smooth as ENIAC. You wouldn't feel anything different, in my opinion. When it comes to the brake, it's also doing the job perfectly. However, you need to press the brake a little harder. The visibility from this car from all around, it's pretty good, as you expect from a Skoda. The side mirrors are really big, and the sensor systems are working all the time without any issue. At least I haven't noticed so far anything that I'd like to mention on that. It's really a fine car. Now I'm taking the car to the sports mode to check how sporty the car is. And as soon as I change the mode, I can see the driving pattern has changed a bit. The steering wheel becomes a bit hard and more responsive in that manner, and the regen braking got increased a little bit in my opinion. But it's not really a sports car, and we don't expect it to be as well. However, in all other aspects, it's really a fine car, listening to you however you want it, in whichever road you want to take it. It's really doing the job nicely. Cutting through the corners is also very smooth, and it gives you kind of confidence to take it to the edge of the road. But to be honest, I would prefer this car to be in eco or normal mode, and I think that will make the most sense because this car is mostly made for that. Changing the driving mode is also easy. There's a button here dedicated to it, and you just choose from the screen when you press it. It's dead easy, and that's what I love about Skoda. They are always easy to drive with a lot of traditional button, and they let you focus on the driving, not just on the screen or technology that it comes with. Another thing I like to mention, the lane keep assist is working very nicely here. As soon as you go closer to the lane mark without indicator or something, it start giving you warnings softly on the screen, and later on the steering wheel you will feel kind of vibration. However, it's not a crazy vibration that will freak you out. It's everything is gentle here. And another thing is, a lot of people also talked about the driver's display being too small. For me, I think it's perfect and it's showing you only the necessary information that you need. However, it comes with a lot of customization, so you can actually choose what you like the most to see while driving. Now I'm taking this car to the motorway to check the acceleration of it to see how it's behaving in the motorway. Let's go. Yes, it's pretty good. Is as nippy as Enyaq 85 or any other electric car for that matter. Fantastic. However, one thing I have noticed while I was in the motorway, the road noise was pretty obvious while you're driving the car. I think that will be the point the Skoda need to work on, because the noise insulation is not up to the mark. I feel a lot of tire noise, I feel a lot of road noise as well while I'm driving without any music or anything. But most of us will be driving with some music or something like that. So it's no problem for many people. But while you sit quiet in the car, you will definitely hear a lot of road noises. So all in all, my opinion about this car is pretty good. It drives really well. It offers everything that you would expect from a family car, especially when it comes to the space, practicality, driving comfort, going for a long drive. It has got you covered in every manner. If you are a driving enthusiast looking for some fun while taking the family responsibilities, then I think the RS version will be more suitable. Otherwise, the Cupra Tavascan can be also a good option. But other than that, if you're looking for normal day-to-day activity, I think this car will perform you more than your expectation, and its reliability should be top-notch, as we know from Skoda. That's all from me for the driving side. Let's continue with the review now. So what I really think about this new Elroq, honestly, in my opinion, is like another fine car from Skoda, and they have managed to crack the code again one more time. Let me tell you, it's not like wow, or it will break the internet at some point with its arrival, or somebody gonna turn around their head really. But when it comes to sensible driving with the family, going places to places, this car got you covered. It's not only gonna be your best choice for a second car, and also it can serve you as the only car in the family. If you're looking at Elroq as your first car, you can also look at Enyaq, because Enyaq is only a few centimeters longer than this car but has a little bit more space. But if you think that is too much a big car for you to handle, then this one will suit you perfectly, which means it has enough space and practicality packed in for you, and it's nicely packaged with a good pricing as well. And I'm thinking, what are you thinking? Well, if it's the best, what about Kia EV3? Don't worry, we'll get to that in our next video. So until then, keep watching and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.